like graphic designers or scammers that are trying to get you to pay for their art. Yeah, okay, look at this. The checkpoint is inside of this rock. You blocked them. And there's another one. Visit DogeHype.com today and climb the Twitch rankings with ease, whether you're just starting out or looking to take your stream to the next level. DogeHype has the tools you need to succeed. No, it doesn't. You're a fucking idiot. And as always, remember, you can't say fuck you to your friends. Who can you say fuck you to? Fuck you. See if we can buy a new body piece, because the body is the only thing at the moment that we need to replace. Easy, bitch. The Faradun shall fall! Oh shit, I got hit by that. That was bad. I think we're good. We're gonna stun him. He's dead. Dead. I didn't even get to the hard one and it's still trying to fucking kill me with fucking RNG. Like, he shouldn't be able to do that. So bullshit. And I forgot to charge. Oh my god, and I jumped out of it. If you can't say fuck you to your friends, who can you say fuck you to? Fuck you! It is what it is. Let's get her done. New character. We got the Sorceress going now. And we're gonna do it as a no trade. Alright, here we go. Let's see how we can do the Miller. If he's gonna be a hard fight or not. Ooh. Oh god. Oh, perfect timing to stun him. Oh god. Nice. Yeah, just do this one last thing and then I'll give you everything that you promised. Oh, I'm sorry, just do this one last thing and then I'll give you everything that I promised. Oh, please, just do this one last thing and then I'll give you everything that I promised. Oh, please, just do this one last thing and then I'll give you the power. I swear, I'll give you the power if you just do this one tiny last thing. Feed this soul to the beast. And then afterwards, feed yourself to the beast. He's not doing the thing. Man, he didn't do the thing. Where he does like the mist. Oh man, I thought I was gonna die there. Laura Jordan, welcome to the stream. Thank you very much for the follow, good sir. How is it going? We're trying our first challenge run because we got bored. So we're and Fireball's not till level 31. So we're like, well, let's just use staff skills and see how good staff skills are. Because I remember freezing shard being really good when I was using it on my witch. And yeah, it is really good. We just need a better wand. What level are we? 18? We could use the other wand with the level 6 skill, but this is a level 9 skill right now. Do you play Path of Exile, Laura? Let me guess. You're a graphic designer, and you want me to buy your art. Is going good, by the way? Yes, it is going good. You are first follow of the day. That's good. Dead. Full charge up? Oh my god, that's insane. It only did 400 damage. Because, like, none of the fireballs hit. So close. Okay, I just need to kill him. Holy shit. Yeah, this character's borked though. Fuck it. I'm done with it. I tried. Insert 3 fates to unlock the door to the Trail Master? What are fates? Cowardly fate. Oh, I didn't know there was like an extra thing. Everything ready for tomorrow. So, remember, as always, you can't say fuck you to your friends. Who can you say fuck you to? Yo, yo, yo! I know we're a little late. Sorry about that. Oh, bit of a, struggle. So we got this story all set up and ready to go now. So we spent like pretty much most of today. Oh no, now we'll never know who we could say fuck you to. Did I interrupt my my thing? My fuck you statement? Reaching of the follow goal is cool. Yeah, that must have been Sean from last night. Hit us just over the edge for that 280, which is pretty dope. Hell yeah, guys. That's what it's all about, right? Keep going up in the world. So decisions, guys. This is our newest take. So let's see. The wind howled through the pines, a mournful dirge that carried the scent of resin and damp earth to the doorstep of Police Chief Eldon Trask. He stood on the warped porch of his modest station in Pine Hollow, a speck of a town nestled in the shadowed folds of northern woods, and tugged his coat tighter against the chill of late October. The sky above was a bruised gray, heavy with the promise of rain, and the trees swayed like mourners at a funeral, their branches clawing at the heavens. Eldon was a man of 50 winters, broad-shouldered and weathered, with a face carved from granite and eyes that had seen too many secrets whispered in the dark. His graying hair was cropped close, and his uniform, though pressed, bore the faint stains of coffee and time. The phone call had come at dawn, sharp and insistent, shattering the quiet of his morning. A body, they said, found in a cabin deep in the woods, a man of note, a politician whose name danced on the tongues of the powerful in Washington. Dead, slumped in a chair, the reek of decay already seeping into the timbers. Eldon cursed under his breath, knowing this was no simple matter to be brushed aside with a coroner's report and a quiet burial. And then came the second call, from a voice cold as steel and twice as unyielding. The FBI was coming. Cooperate, the voice had commanded, leaving no room for argument. Eldon Trask was no fool. He knew the weight of such an order, and the storm it heralded. By noon, the stranger arrived. She stepped from a black sedan that gleamed like a beetle's shell against the muddy ruts of Pine Hollow's main road. Special Agent Mara Kellen of the Federal Bureau of Investigation was a woman of sharp edges and sharper eyes, her dark hair pulled back in a severe bun, her suit crisp despite the dust of travel. She carried herself with the poise of a blade, balanced and ready to strike, and her gaze swept over Eldon, like a hawk assessing prey. She was younger than he, perhaps 35, but there was an agelessness to her, a hardness forged in fires he could only guess at. "Chief Trask," she said, her voice clipped and precise, offering a hand gloved in leather. "I assume you've been briefed?" I have," Eldon replied, his own voice rough as the bark of the pines. He took her hand briefly, feeling the strength of her grip. "A dead man in a cabin, highborn, they say. Heart attack, maybe. But you're here, so I reckon it's more than that." Mara's lips twitched, not quite a smile. "We'll see. Take me to the scene." And so they went, the chief's battered truck rumbling through the forest trails, the agent silent beside him, her eyes fixed on the blur of green and brown beyond the window. The cabin lay a half-hour's drive from town, nestled in a clearing where the trees stood like sentinels, their shadows long and twisted in the fading light. It was a humble thing, built of logs, weathered to a dull gray, its roof sagging under the weight of years. Smoke no longer rose from its chimney, and the air held the stillness of death. Inside, the cabin was as Eldon had been told, small, cozy once, now a tomb. The light of the sinking sun filtered through a window of brown wooden panes, casting golden spears across the plywood floor. Dust motes danced in the beams, a silent waltz, undisturbed for weeks, or so it seemed. A counter of bright yellow hardwood stood beneath the window, a coffee mug resting atop a coaster of woven pine needles, its shadow stretching toward a phone. The phone screen was dark, its surface gleaming oddly in the light. Eldon's boots thudded against the floor as he stepped aside, letting Mara take the lead. She moved with purpose, her eyes roving over every detail, the smoldering ashes in the fireplace, the patchwork wall behind it, the mantle of darkened bricks where the strange painting teetered. It depicted two suns rising over a plain of upside-down trees, their branches clawing into the earth, mounts of sap leaping towards a purple-green sky. Eldon found it unsettling. A fever dream captured in oil, but Mara spared it only a glance before her eyes settled on the figure in the chair. Senator Harold Vane sat slumped on a gray, cold seat, its patches a testament to years of use. Once a man of power, his dark brown hair now grayed to ash, his full beard drooping with his sagging skin. His gray sweater was stained coffee, wine, and something darker, and his blue sweatpants bore fresh drips from his chest. His hands clutched his sweater in a death grip, fingers rigid, toes curled against the chair's base. Bile crusted his lips, his tongue jammed back, his brown eyes wide and empty, stretching outward as if fleeing the ruin of his body. "Heart attack," Eldon muttered, crossing his arms. "That's the boys who found him reckoned. Hunters, passing through, said he'd been here a while." Mara knelt beside the body, her gloved hands hovering but not touching. "Weeks, perhaps," she said, her tone neutral. "The smell suggests it, but look at his hands, Chief. The strain, the way he's gripping himself. That's not a peaceful passing." Eldon frowned, stepping closer. "You saying it's murder?" "I'm saying it's not clear." She rose, her eyes drifting to the counter. She froze, then crossed to it, her fingers brushing the phone's edge. "Chief, look at this." He joined her, peering at the device. Dust coated the counter, the mug, the coaster, everywhere but the phone. Its surface was pristine, as if wiped clean. Eldon's gut tightened. That's queer. If he's been dead weeks, dust should have settled there too. Exactly, Mara said, her voice low. Someone's been here since he died. Someone touched this phone. The words hung heavy in the air, a thread of shadow weaving through the stillness. Eldon felt the weight of her gaze, the unspoken question. What else had been missed? The hours stretched as they combed the cabin, the light fading to a dim glow beyond the window. Mara was meticulous, her movements precise, while Eldon watched, his mind turning over the puzzle. The phone nodded him, a silent witness to some unseen hand. Who had come? Why? The senator's death had seemed a solitary end, but now it felt like the opening of a deeper tale. Mara paused by the fireplace, her eyes narrowing at the painting. She reached out, steadying it as it wobbled, then froze. Chief, help me with this. He lumbered over, and together they lifted the frame from the mantel. Behind it, there were clear blood marks caked into the brick, as if someone's head had been smashed into it. They both looked at each other, knowing there was no such wound on Vane. Eldon's breath caught. What in the blazes? The thought was ripe in Mara's head. She set the painting aside and peered up the flue, her flashlight cutting through the dark. A grunt escaped her, sharp and sudden. There's something up there. Something big. She reached in, her arms disappearing into the soot-stained maw, and then she pulled. A muffled thud echoed as she dragged a bundle down. A bundle that resolved into a man, his body stiff and blackened, his face frozen in a rictus of terror. He was shoved headfirst into the chimney, his legs bent at impossible angles, his clothes torn and smeared with ash. Eldon stumbled back, bile rising in his throat. Light preserve us. This changes everything. The second man was identified by dawn, his wallet miraculously intact in a pocket of his shredded coat. Daniel Reese, 42, former aide to Senator Vane, vanished from public life years ago. His face, though marred by decay, bore the marks of a struggle, bruises on his throat, a broken nose, blood caked in his hair. The cabin yielded more secrets under Mara's relentless search. A hidden drawer in the counter containing letters, terse and threatening, demanding money in exchange for silence. Blackmail, plain as day. Eldon sat heavily on the porch as Mara pieced it together, her voice steady despite the horror. Alums 999. Is there a site like Letterbox but for books? Not sure what Letterbox is. I have no idea. Anyone else? Any ideas? But welcome, Alams 999. Reese and Vane were lovers once, she said, holding a faded photo from the drawer. Two men, younger, smiling in a sunlit field. It ended badly. Reese came back years later with dirt. Maybe proof of something Vane couldn't let out. He demanded payment. Vane refused. And they fought, Eldon finished, his voice rough. Reese lost. Mara nodded. Vane killed him, strangled him, I'd wager. Given the marks, stuffing him in the chimney to hide the body. But the strain, the guilt, it broke him. He sat down, clutched his chest, and his heart gave out. Not a heart attack from age or chance. A murder. Then a suicide by... I know what Letterbox is, but I don't know what one for books is. I don't know, it wouldn't let me on the site because it said I had an ad blocker, so I just fucking closed it because I fucking hate that shit. Eldon stared into the woods. The wind whispered through the trees. And the phone? Reese's accomplice. Maybe. Someone who knew he was here. Came looking after he didn't return. Touched the phone, then fled. The case closed quietly, as such things often did in Pine Hollow. The FBI took the bodies, the letters, the painting. Evidence of a sordid end for a powerful man's life. Mara left as she'd come, a shadow slipping back into the world beyond the trees. Her parting words to Eldon, simple. You did well, Chief. He stood alone on the cabin's porch as dusk fell, the air cold and heavy, the woods stretched endlessly before him. Their secrets buried once more. Harold Vane and Daniel Reese were gone, their story a tangle of love and hate, woven into the timbers of this lonely place. Eldon lit a cigarette, the smoke curling into the night, and wondered what other shadows lurked in the heart of the forest. And the wind sang on, a requiem for the dead. So what do you guys think? I know the video's a little choppy and shit like that in some areas. I couldn't get a lot of really good B-roll for like anything. So yeah, I mean it's a step in the right direction, right? It's better than still AIs. It's better than just having the thing. So I don't know. Should we just upload it?
In the timeless expanse of purgatory.
Would be nice if there was something like that. There's Goodreads, but opinions on it vary. If I knew how to code, I would make one. Don't care if it would look like Creed's Microsoft Word Internet Diary. Yeah, it seems upload worthy. I mean, better than most of the other ones, right? And we already have a thumbnail for it. We just need a synopsis, because we don't have a synopsis for it. So let's put this to completed. Pull it up, and we want AI outline. Grok. Shadow with the hearth. Oops, I can get rid of all that shit at the end. Hey Callie, how's it going? Welcome, welcome. True, Callie. True. Okay, we go back here, go up to the top. Don't need that one. Put the synopsis there, so we've got the synopsis. And create, upload. Short stories. Excerpt. Throw that one out. Here's the main one, and this is our thumbnail. And there we go. Everyone go like and comment my video, please. That would be super helpful, guys. My short stories channel. Okay, we don't need any of that anymore. Save that, close that, close that. Alright, I think we are ready to start the react. Subscribe. Thanks, Callie. Callie seems excited. Yeah. Did you post chapter 10 in the Discord, Callie? So when we get to it, because this is only a 14-minute video, so it should only take us an hour. Finished another thing. Well, that's always good. close all this shit here. Okay, we'll take a toke, and then we'll start this.
Limits. We only gave...
Book buyer, welcome, welcome. How's it going? I take it the thing you finished turned out well, so that you're satisfied. Seems to be an exciting moment. Don't worry, book buyer. This react shouldn't take too long. It's only a 14-minute video, so it should only take us another hour. But we finished the dentist story from yesterday. Well, I just woke up. Nice. That's always good. Rick, night, Cerrito. Well, I recently made, like, a prequel, or like a beginning one of my 8 kingdoms in Icria. The one I'm referring to is called Kingdom of Aquilus. Well, it's a neighboring kingdom that I've forgotten the name of, but not the land that it's on, named Aria's land, and is sort of in a slow state, meaning lesser population than before, since people have branched out for various reasons, one reason being not wanting to follow Aria's land's rules. Also, Aria's land is like a hybrid theocracy and oligarchy, if that makes sense. We are back in an hour. Sounds good, book. And sounds good. No chapter today. Went shopping. Just not in the right headspace to put out a chapter today. Oh, before we begin, if you didn't notice, Sean, I don't know where they are. Yeah, I don't know where it is. Hold on. There we go. An unexpected slice of life on cat version. This is a magnificent story about the power of accepting yourself. The struggles of the story in the physical world are seen as simple compared to Jane's inner struggle to be accepted into this new world. The evolution she undergoes through the story, the realization of how wonderful life is, and the precious nature of family and friends leaves you with a sense of hope for her in this new world. The rekindling of bonds and the will to create a better world bring a wholesome and uplifting feeling to the reader. The ending comes full circle and does an exceptional job of closing out the plot lines and leaving the happily ever after to the reader's imagination. Fabulous! So yeah, I finally got around to it. Slice of life. Interesting. I would like to read this. It's like isekai, slice of life. It's really interesting. Gender bender. You know, we've read all the chapters on stream for the entirety of it. But anyways, let's begin.
Wizards can shoot lightning bolts, as well as it having an air of mysteriousness and possibility, so nobody knows
I also have gender bender. Nice.
And that's fantastic, but what next? We've talked a lot about Sanderson's first and second laws of magic in this series, but having an interesting magic system isn't just about how nuanced your rules are or how much of a spectacle it can be. I mean, fireworks and fireballs are great, but they can feel hollow unless your magic system is integrated into the story in a meaningful way. Today I want to take a more detailed look at how one particular magic system is integrated into its story, Avatar: The Last Airbender, where they did it well, as well as a couple of times where they didn't. And before you say it...
Okay. And I will say this, like, the way I have woven magic into my storyline is extremely important because it has to do with the past actions of the monarch and the old world. So magic fundamentally is a part of the story because of how magic came into being through the monarch. I wrote the rough draft in 3 days, only took me 3 years to get around to editing it. True, Sean.
But in terms of writing, yes, it is. It's magic-y, and it does magic things. This is part 3 of 3 of a writing series on magic systems, and I really recommend that you watch the first 2 parts to get the full discussion. Links down below. I promise you there will be more writing videos after this, and I would love to know what you want me to talk about down in the comments below. Now for those of you who have never watched Avatar, I'm not sure which of these reactions I should have for you, but for a rundown. Bending gives a person the ability to manipulate one of the 4 Greek elements, air, water, earth, and fire. They do this primarily with what essentially amounts to martial arts. Now, integrating magic into your story is where Sanderson's third law of magic shows up, and it's actually where Avatar: The Last Airbender excels. Expand on what you already have before you add something new. This can be broken down, I think, into 3 directions that you can take to expand on your magic: into your narrative, into your world building, and into your characters. So firstly, narrative. One way to integrate your magic system into your story is to use its rules or nuances or mysteries to guide what actually happens in the narrative. Don't just let it be this thing that your readers see your characters use and go, wow, isn't that a useful but mildly inconsequential plot element? Rather, exploring in detail how the magic either creates or changes conflicts that your characters experience can be really interesting. Sanderson puts this down to hypothetical what happens when questions, like what happens to royal families when magic always requires royal blood. One of the best examples in Avatar is what happens to prisons when people can bend the elements around them. In one episode, Katara has a cunning plan and promptly gets both her and Toph thrown in a wooden prison, which Toph cannot earthbend her way out of. In another episode, we see earthbender prisoners are kept on a ship made of metal to make sure that they have no earth around them to bend and escape. In Legend of Korra, each of the members of the Red Lotus are kept in prisons especially designed to hinder bending their element. The typical prison escape that we see across dozens of stories is changed by the nuances of bending, and it expands on the magic system as an element of that story. Pro tip: if a magic system feels like it could be removed or replaced in the story without altering the challenges that characters encounter, then that may be a red flag that it feels isolated from the story. And this isn't usually a good thing. It's generally better when all of the pieces of your story feel like they fit together. So not only does creating challenges that arise from the mechanics of your magic system help prevent this, but it's the nuances of your magic system, hard or soft, that allow an author to explore unique challenges that don't take place in any other story, which is fantastic because it makes the work stand out on its own. Though it's important to keep in mind the scope of the what happens when question. Sanderson, I think, put it pretty succinctly.
It's like, I guess I'd say like the cycle of cycle of evolution in magic. Simple magic, it costs a lot of mana, into the understanding of how to manipulate the real world, scientific endeavor to perfect spellcasting. Leads to the beginnings of technological age mixed with magic. And that's where like the weapons and armor and stuff like that, like imbuing your armor and physical attributes and stuff like that onto a physical item to enhance what that physical item can do. For instance, like, I don't know, putting like, it increases your speed. Okay, so it's lighter than it should be, right? So it's like there'll be a physical attribute of what you're making that encompasses the magic you're trying to imbue onto it. So it'll create that physical change that causes it to, you know, make you see better. Oh, it's like a helmet that focuses your vision, right? Something like that.
Epic fantasy has space for looking at history and economics, while a tight urban fantasy may instead want to look at one specific factor, such as how synthetic blood might affect vampire culture. The fewer the characters, the smaller the world, the shorter the book, the narrower the question can be. Secondly, world building. Suspension of belief is crucial to immersing a reader in your story, and world building is an important part of that. This is about writing things into the story that may not be the focus of the narrative, but helps place your reader in a world that feels thought through. Like, if your magic system relies on you killing explicitly orphans and using their souls, then how does society run its orphanages? Badly. The answer is badly. Part of the reason that bending is such a fantastic magic system is because of how well grounded it is in its world, from philosophy to religion to geography to warfare to culture to history to infrastructure. Now you'll have to forgive me for this linguistic massacre, but airbending uses Bagaozang, a martial art that focuses on evasion rather than attacking, which pairs perfectly with the philosophy of the air nomad.
Damn, that's loud. That's fucking loud, bro.
The massive walls of Ba Sing Se feel like a natural consequence of being able to manipulate Earth, and in Legend of Korra, lightning benders are employed to generate power, meaning they don't have to rely on coal as much. In the comics, we see benders being employed to make mineral refineries more efficient. Though one of the more interesting world-building details that I want to highlight is that the Fire Nation was thrust into an industrial revolution, with steam engines, tanks, airships, and trains, largely because of their access to a portable and near-infinite power source, fire. Now, none of these details are at the forefront of the story, but their inclusion demonstrates how the writers considered the ramifications of bending for the world around them in detail.
Yeah.
World building with magic makes it feel like an integral part of the world, rather than just a gimmick ability that your characters use to solve problems. It truly feels like you couldn't take bending out of the world without radically shifting these other elements of society and history.
Welcome, welcome. How's it going, buddy?
Welcome
Welcome to the stream.
Beliefs change how people
How are
interact
you?
with magic. If your magical land that is shockingly like medieval Europe has strong beliefs about gender roles, then are women allowed to use certain kinds of magic? And this is precisely what happened at the Northern Water Tribe at the beginning.
Well, this is kind of like, I guess, kind of a species rift in magic. And this is where, like, octopi, you know, have more advanced brains. So their ability to imagine and their scientific understanding is on average higher. Whereas for, like, avians, they excel at sight and imitation. So picking images from the real world and using that to facilitate their imagination and their movement for control is, what's the word? Enhanced, by their extra limbs, i.e. their wings, as well as their overall mobility. And then for insectoids, it's more of a defensive, movement-based ideology, with less imaging and more controlling of the environment. They use more spell catalysts. So they're not as smart, but they're more like ingenuitive, because they don't have the same means of, you know, at least on average, right? But there are, like, you know, the higher end ones. But there is, like, a massive scale for the lower end, and there's a massive scale for the higher end. Within, like, a 20 IQ range for each of them. Like, 150, 130, 110, and, like, 60, 55, 50. for the low end. So the low end's a lot less than the high end is, which makes the average higher for each one, basically.
Beginning, Grandpaku refused to train Katara because he took one look at her and thought, a woman? Not on my watch, unless I'm watching you make me a sandwich. And this can apply not just to different cultures, but religious orders, social classes, even clubs at universities. A fictional world can feel rigid if everyone uses magic the same way, despite their vast differences otherwise. Though, like avocado on toast, this can be taken too far. It's important to not have the magic system be the only difference between groups. That too can feel rigid because the reader is left wondering why everything revolves around magic to a T. Thirdly, character. Another way to integrate magic into your story is with your character arcs. Now this is by no way necessary, and it only fits with particular types of fantasy stories and magic systems. But like nights where I have an existential crisis, boy is it extremely common. How many times have you read a story where a gallant hero with gorgeous eyes and a magical sword that all the ladies love has not been able to harness their full power until they've mastered their anger, pride, or hormones? In Avatar: The Last Airbender, Zuko finds himself unable to redirect lightning until he deals with his feelings of guilt and shame. Then in The Day of Black Sun Part 2, in one of the best scenes in the entire series, Zuko does just that, turns against his father, Fire Lord Ozai, and redirects lightning. Likewise, Aang struggles to earthbend until he learns to face up to his problems rather than avoiding them, something that he struggled with his whole life and is a major source of guilt for him throughout the story. Then when he overcomes that challenge, he earthbends. Tying your magic to character growth gives more weight to the character arc by emphasizing its importance in them becoming stronger and overcoming challenges. It also places magical prowess secondary to character growth, which works particularly well in coming-of-age stories like Avatar: The Last Airbender, because it's all about characters learning about their powers and themselves. But this works less well if your protagonist already has established powers from the beginning.
That's why it's kind of like looking after the other people.
Follow the same path.
And it's not so much about Husai, it's about Husai's, like, the contrast between Husai and the other members of the party, and the fact that he is like the mentor, overpowered kind of character in a sense that he's experienced, whereas most of the people, like at the beginning, are like coming back into adventuring, and besides the exceptions of Walker, Hildebrandt, and Yap, most of the adventures that they pick up along the way are like straggler characters that are like misfits, you know, they got kind of like kicked out of their areas, and that's how they wind up with the Warriors of Light. They're kind of like vagrants in a way that Husai picks up because no one else will party with them. And, like, it's like a combination of, like, Fairy Tail and, like, the Black Bulls from Black Clover. Where it's like the, you know, the gathering of all of the misfits kind of thing.
They take as a person. It also makes the mechanics of your magic system somewhat softer because character change is far less quantifiable, meaning that it may not be the way you want to go if you want a very hard and predictable magic system. Those are just 3 ways that you might consider expanding on your magic and integrating it into your story. But let's talk about the mechanics of bending as a magic system. Like most magic systems, bending strikes a balance somewhere in the middle of the spectrum from hard to soft, leaning towards hard, and let me reiterate Sanderson's first law. An author's ability to solve conflict with magic is directly proportional to how well the reader understands said magic. And throughout the series, bending is often used to solve problems, but the reason that this works so well is because of 2 things: predictability and consistency. It never shows the characters bending radically different amounts of their element or displaying radically inconsistent bending skills. We understand what Team Avatar are capable of when they come up against challenges. Inconsistent powers leaves a reader asking, why didn't a character do X when they could do it before? But where a character doesn't use skills that we know that they have to solve problems, there's a clear reason laid out, like Katara refuses to bloodbend for moral reasons. Avatar also sticks pretty closely to Sanderson's second law: limits are more important than powers.
What you can't do underlines what you can do.
One element unless you're the Avatar, you cannot conjure it from thin air unless you bend fire, and your abilities are limited by technique and training. But a major feature of the show is that it questions the boundaries of these elements, like blood for waterbending, metal for earthbending, or lightning for firebending. And though these powers become crucial abilities in the story, they never feel like a wizard did it, because the writers spend a long time establishing that these boundaries can be pushed. In the first episode, we learned waterbenders can bend ice. In episode 6, it brings up that Earth isn't just rock, but coal. In the episode The Swamp, we learned waterbending extends to plant bending because of the water inside of it. Just as characters figure out how to push the boundaries of their element and unlock new abilities, so could the viewer. Psst, you should check out my glass bending video. And there are also instances where bending is limited by character growth. This is a soft limit to a magic system, but it can be done well if it doesn't hamper that sense of predictability you need if you're going to use it to solve conflicts in the narrative. The best example of this is when Zuko finds himself unable to redirect lightning, as we talked about before. The scene where he does is incredibly satisfying because the struggle for him to let go of his guilt and shame has been developed throughout the entire series. It was set up, explored in depth, and resolved in a realistic way that viewers could believe. It's possible to tie magic to a character arc and not lose that predictability and consistency if the reader anticipates and understands the character change. All it requires is sufficient foreshadowing, but it is important to note that the more consequential a character change or the greater the power, the more it should be foreshadowed beforehand, or it risks feeling cheap and unearned. And while I love both Avatar: The Last Airbender and Legend of Korra with all of my heart, soul, and chakras, they didn't always get their magic system right. The clearest example of this is what happened with spirit bending and energy bending in Season 2 of Legend of Korra. It's what happens when authors go, you know, who wants a functional story with a satisfying ending? Not me. So after having the Avatar spirit, Rava, ripped out of her, Korra feels powerless to stop Unavatu, the Dark Avatar. Then, because what kind of do-or-die moment would it be without a good pep talk, Tenzin takes her over to the Tree of Time, and a number of things happen.
Let go of your attachment to who you think you are, and connect with your inner spirit. Rava is not who you are.
Avatar Wan.
Before he fused with Rava, Wan was just a regular person.
But he was brave and smart and always wanted to defend the helpless.
He wasn't defined by Rava, any more than you are.
Firstly, this does super weird things to
I'm like,
the
is
lore
that
frustrate the hell
Omni-Man's
out of me,
voice?
but
I
this
swear it
isn't a
is.
lore video,
Yeah,
so
I was like, is that
Secondly,
Omni-Man?
tying the abilities that she then unlocks to character growth just doesn't work. This wasn't a struggle for Korra that was explored throughout the season beforehand, and after supposedly suffering such a devastating tragedy less than an hour before, her changing to accept this after one pep talk and gaining fantastical new powers feels cheap and unearned. It then goes on.
Don't bend the elements, but the energy within yourself. Connect to the cosmic energy of the universe.
Next moment, bam, the
Yeah, it
latest
is.
generation Pokemon.
Yeah, no, it actually
Korra.
is. J.K. Simmons.
This is meant to hark back to the energy bending
It's
that
the
we
same
saw
guy.
in The Last Airbender.
100%. That's actually crazy. I didn't know that because I don't watch the English.
This gave Aang the ability to give or take away bending abilities, but nothing more. The audience is left asking, why is Korra huge? When was that a power that energy bending had? Why is purple the color of any power that the plot required her to have? Who is to say she can't pull out a magical yo-yo that makes her enemies hungry for shawarma? If this is astral projection, then why can she touch things physically, when we can see very clearly that Jinora can't do the same? Is this a different kind of astral projection that we never see again? Fundamentally, these powers don't seem to have limits, costs, weaknesses, and certainly no predictability or consistency, meaning using them to solve problems feels unearned and cheap. But all of that isn't actually the biggest problem, because while it's using an unpredictable soft magic, it's not actually solving the main problem at hand, stopping Unavatu. It's just facilitating that battle, and having soft magic do that is far more okay. But then we get to Republic City, and lo and behold, Christ descends from the heavens in the shape of a young woman, screaming, "A wizard did it!" When all is lost in the do-or-die moment, Jinora suddenly appears and brings Rava back. Somehow. Why could she do that? It's established that she has vague spiritual powers, but the limits are almost completely unspecified. An author's ability to solve
Yeah,
crucial
it's
problems
kind
with
of bad.
magic
Never
in the
watched
story
beyond
is
season 1 of
proportional
Korra
to
because it
how
was
well
pretty
the
bad.
reader understands
Yeah, I
them.
watched
And
it,
the viewer
but
certainly
it
doesn't have a
wasn't
clear
good.
understanding
That's a
of
good way to
Jinora's
ruin a
powers.
show.
They virtually have no cost limits or predictability. The whole scene beforehand with Tenzin is intended to justify and explain away what happens, and it uses spiritual jargon that says a lot but doesn't really mean anything to the viewer. It comes across as a thing called magibabble, which is like technobabble but with magic. It uses words and concepts that we might recognize, but it doesn't actually mean anything in universe.
Definitions.
Magibabble is almost
A
never
huge
good. It's
thing
usually
for like having your magic system is have definitions for things. And then you can't sway from it and literally have like a dictionary of definitions lining how your magic works. in my case, it's already done because magic works on a fundamental level of manipulating an element. So you're either creating like water, ice, fire, lightning, air, or earth, which would be the 6 main elements of Final Fantasy. And then you have 3 combined to create light and 3 combined to create dark. And you have like, but it's like all of that is kind of built up in like Final Fantasy as a genre itself. So that kind of solves all our problems. Just like the tiering system of how the reason why Husai is so much better at casting, like let's say, one of the biggest problems is when you get to like the next tier of spell, essentially, like it's hard to go back down to the previous tier. Right? But with Husai, he imagines everything in a tier system. So he knows when he's casting Fire 1, Fire 2, or Fire 3, whereas other characters could only cast Fire 3 once they obtained Fire 3. And that kind of sets the difference between Husai and the rest of the people. And that's like a fundamental understanding of the world that Husai has that he can't transfer to other people because they don't have the same mind patterns, or it's something that's a mental block because of Gaia. Just like the language and the name and many other things.
Used to justify contrived instances of magic. To let Boomy do the talking.
What did you say to her exactly?
This was part 3 of 3 of our series on magic systems, and there will be more writing videos coming out in the future. As to what they'll be about, that's up to you. My question of the day is, what would you like me to talk about when it comes to writing? Maybe world building, character development, narrative structure? Let me know down in the comments below. I hope you've enjoyed this. I know that I certainly have, and though these videos have taken a long time to write, make, and edit, they've been well worth it. It's brought thousands of you into the community and given me an opportunity to talk about something that I absolutely adore: storytelling. If you feel so inclined and you've enjoyed this series, I'd love for you to support me on Patreon for as little as $2 to help me keep doing the work that I do. There's a link down to that in the description below. In the meantime, I'd love for you to come
years
say hello to me
ago.
over on Twitter
It's a
or
long-ass
Facebook.
old
Email me
video.
stuff you've made, an address or links in the description below. Stay nerdy, Subfuries, and I will see you in the future. Hey Subfuries, fantasy story.
Alright. Now, Callie, you're here, right? Did you post in the Discord? Sweet. Alright, let's do chapter 10, guys. But yeah, magic is definitely integral to the storyline. In every possible way. Everything is layered together to create this abomination disaster. Wait, there's one more we needed to... Editing scene comparisons. Editing for notes. Okay. exactly where we are. I think we're... I think we're like here. Reflects on his family. Or did he already choose the name? Not quite sure where we are with that. But anyways. I'll have a toke, and then we will begin. With Callie's story. Super excited, guys. Alright. I nodded back and left Heron. Grabbed the book. We finished the video early? Yeah, there wasn't actually that much in it. You know, we talked a little bit, but we pretty much passed the test because everything we have is like super ingrained into the book. But I pretty much described it already. So, yep, perfect timing. We were just about to start Callie's chapter. Do you have anything you want us to read, book? I nodded back and left Heron, grabbed the book, and found the greenhouse smaller than before. Not only because it was crowded, a masked ball. The crowd snapped fingers, clapped hands, tapped feet, and shook hips. They were singing. My eyes widened. Heron Stigator, singing a song with his wife. Both their lips had returned to them. No, I'm still in the pre-planning and pre-writing. Rewriting. Replanning, rewriting. Sounds good, book. No worries. Take your time. That's what it's all about. Don't rush like I did. I hid in one of the buildings, away from the imposter. Their faces covered by masks. She wore one like a universe that split into wings, and he had a plain white mask covered in cracks. Be careful what you tell a skeleton, sung Hisa. Who lacks a heart with fingers 10, sung Heron back. That run through bloodied gardens. Then Hisa. To grow flowers that tell all secrets, then Heron. To tarnish gems that would all what, and both man's wants before ultimate untimely death, and the crowd. Confessing all his love with his heart, with his last breath, the baby cried in her false father's arms. Ah, you could never make her laugh, could you, Heron? Chided Hisa. My apologies, my wife. And you know perfectly well I prefer you never apologize to me, ever. Hisa took her baby. He grimaced, angry, either at himself or his wife, but he only had to get it wrong a few times and they'd be perfect together. He would be perfect to her. She wouldn't know the difference between the flesh of her husband and the skeleton wearing his skin, masquerading as her lover. Sorry, everyone. Know the banshees will be here to address your needs. Hisa walked over to the door I hid behind, my body relying on instinct to force my feet away from this spot. But with a face so familiar to me, I wondered if I should run at all. I hadn't officially met her before this, but Father would always speak so well of her when she left our garden. She always took the same flowers, future tells, secret tellers, sleeper wells. One new flower adorned the crib that replaced mine. Giggle spells. The reason I couldn't stop laughing, the reason Hisa would find me in here, stowed away. That man always recovered so well from my scolding. Now it seems he's actually annoyed by it. Not that I should be scolding him, but he used to have an unconquerable charm. She placed her baby in a wooden crib to the rest of the softest mattress money could buy. And as I hid in the adjacent closet, my laughter worsened. Hisa turned the lights on, which allowed some into my small space, where I found some books. Hisa made faces at her baby. No smile back, no giggle. There was a book that could charm you into laughing. I just don't know where my husband put it, she said. Her eyes were fixed on this closet. Unaware, my gaze met her own. I almost thought that was you. Before she could find me, I dug through the pile of books I stood on. Only one stood out to me. What not to feed a bedsheet. What is that racket? The doors of the closet swung open. I held out the book. At first, she held her mouth agape with heavy breath, but she saw the book in my hand. A favorite of hers, but she preferred it when Heron read it. In the room, there were still the same objects I made before that skeleton man arrived. The toys, the crib, dismantled, the busts. I grabbed the one I made of Heron and gave it to the baby. You're quite resourceful, she said. She opened the book. Be careful. Do not feed the bedsheet a lamp. It'll think the day's not done. Should you both not have the sun in that barred eye with lock and key, be careful. Do not feed a bedsheet your eyes. Should you not believe it, darkness needs sight to receive it, and thus grow tired and fall asleep. Be careful. Do not feed a bedsheet the sun. Should barred eye unlock, set free the sight of every clock, and let the time descend from every wall. And what you should not ever do is feed bedsheets at all. A giggle from both the baby and her mother. A sound that would have been twice lovely if only Heron were there. All this baby needed, however, was that replica in her teeth. The skeleton man barged in. You never cry. Not for me. Not for our child. You were never able to make her laugh. She cried from relief. Her breath calmed, her eyes red, her shoulders lax. You never thought someone could have a good reason to cry, Hisa said. Crying is bad for the flesh, said Heron. I was certain there's something more to this than I could see. It's that skeleton's fault she can't walk. That monster's fault Hisa's baby can't laugh. And the reason the skeleton made certain not to touch Hisa of House of Bellowjaw. Crying is bad for his flesh. I grabbed the vial of Hisa's tears. I threw them onto his skin. And upon the spill I saw that eye, that face, the eye that saw me belong to Gawain, my half-brother. The lips that told me the flowers loved me, Osric, my father. Breaking deals is a faster road to hell than committing sins, my daughter. And what of stealing lovers? Asked Hisa, her throat new with grief after that bout of elation. To my master, it's a greater sin to steal flowers, said Osric. Flowers don't murder, and people wouldn't murder for a bouquet of sleeper wells. You think we could help that? As botanists, you damn well could. As a member of Embercage, your master could set us free. What fell to the floor giggled at Hisa. Her throat swelled with waves of sorrow, red that needed to howl. What's that? I couldn't hear you over the sound of broken promises, said Father. There's a way to Gawain's heart, I know it, but these are the only words that could escape my mouth. And there I will be heard. At once I will be understood, if I can remember him. The best of me be seen, the talent, the beauty, the good. Gawain has to remember this. You'll summon him. You don't want that. There's an angel. There an angel will stand, where once a demon stood. I hoped he was in there somewhere, in that diseased heart. Flowers will bloom from bone and mud, where none would expect a single passionate thing to bud. Father's eyes trembled with his clattering teeth. His skin peeled off, starting from his chest. A heart too small to belong to my father, and a red face howling. Shadows of smoke escaped the hole that screeched. What have you told my skeleton? 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 Gawain climbed out from Osric's ribs, out from his own heart, and stole father's spine with several clicks and clacks along the way. Gawain was the broken bird, my half-brother. Now he is the Dullahan, shrouded in grey, who broke through the roof as he rose, riding a grand piano with wheels of spiked onyx, carried by twin hands. The Dullahan played his keys. The earth of the greenhouse collected on the fingertips of his twin hands. With its support removed, the greenhouse would not hold. Hisa and her baby would be buried under sharp shards of glass if she didn't run out. But Heron had to be here somewhere. Hisa searched the failing greenhouse. Before she wasted any more time, I grabbed her and led her towards the bones. She knelt, grabbed the cheekbones of that skinned corpse. If only if only that man never got in our way. The Adhene didn't allow theft. The Adhene don't allow theft. Belfry, an Adhene. I knelt with her and placed my hand on the skeleton's chest. From some deep cavern, a voice rattled out, a voice only I could hear. You have a familiar touch, but the years are unkind to memory. Memory is unkind to every living thing. Not as unkind as Belfry, said Heron. I swore I only held that thought in my mind. His finger bones could sift through my head and grab the voice as I struggled to let go. Above us, a large rupture. Glass fell to our feet. Your face. You can talk to the dead. How? Asked Hisa. Another rupture. She shielded her daughter from the falling glass. I see you in your deal that you are only allowed to charm the living. Whoever this person is, you should save her before she joins me. I'm sure you'd want your wife with you here. I don't remember ever having a wife.
Thank you.
One brain cell. Thank you for following. That's one more brain cell than me. Sup, Tranny? How's it going?
And thinks he'd be a perfect match for us.
That's one brain cell more than me.
Are you smoking?
Who?
You.
Why?
What? Why are you smoking?
Maybe.
What? When did you start smoking?
1989-ish.
So you have been lying. It all makes sense.
You enjoy stories, good sir. Are you all about that? That's one brain cell more than most of us. I think if you have one brain cell, you're not allowed in the stream because, you know, you'd be way too intelligent for everyone else in here. She would be devastated to hear that, but I can't tell her anything unless under this curse. Place your hand in mine. We'll make a less significant deal that lets you see the details of curses. Here it is. You save each of Belfry's victims. I give you my ability to read wicked contracts, said Heron. Hisa yelled his name. We had to let her sink into the background. I knew they were in danger, but we'd have to dig Heron out of a sea of glass after this. Something told me it'd be best if we suffered a few cuts now rather than sifting through shards later on. What are wicked contracts? Wicked contracts are any deal, curse, or language made or spoken by those closest to death. His hand had no temperature, completely separate from the sensations of this world. No heat, no cold, no touch. Only the signal to my brain to shake a hand I almost suspected never belonged to a human. I knew then Heron's curse, the life Belfry lived, the rapid aging, a skewed perception of time, a fading empathy for the living, a curse that ruined his memory. All symptoms, along with deafness and mutism, of the plague of howling red. I'm asking you for the last time, does he remember me? If he doesn't, I'll stay with him until he does, said Hisa. A crash. The sound of glass springing from above, as if the greenhouse held a cloud in each crack and formed, and each crack held a bolt that charged at downwards, that pierced Hisa's back. Hisa sat with Heron. She has no escape, and with their baby. You made a deal with me. Save each of Belfry's victims, reminded Heron. The House of Graphite made me its only target. My body will not see movement for weeks, but at least a child will have a mother. She will still have her world. The graphite that severs my every nerve will not tell me I have mine. My world is for the cousin of death. I didn't know he was my half-brother until that mark on his eye met my own. It's a mark that burns darker the older we get. A mark reminds how likely you are to be freed from a deal. Every citizen here is given one upon the start of an agreement. Mine and his held the same shape, a quality shared only among family. Gawain's was like the space between stars, and that is the distance I must cross to save him, because family is the source of my magic. Damn. I love it, Callie. It kind of gets a little confusing in the middle, but I would say do the thing of just let characters talk. Like, I'd set up, like, the two parts of it where, like, with the baby and then, like, the cracking of the house. But I'd say, like, just let the characters talk during this period. Because I feel like the pacing really got interrupted by all of the random, yeah. Like, this part right here is really good. But then some of it kind of just, you know. Yeah, this part's good, but the upper part here, I think could use more of what's down here. And more towards the end as well. Like the, you know, the things that you're assuming are already going to happen, right? Instead of just having the conversation and then letting that happen. Like this, where it's like just the 3 lines back to back, but having maybe 6 lines back to back. So it's like, I'd say from like, as soon as like the glass house, the house starts falling down, the greenhouse starts falling apart. But other than that, I think it's great. The exposition, like having longer sequences of characters talking. Yeah. And instead of like, you know, they do like a small insignificant movement or something we assume they would already do, right? And that leaves the subtext and just allows the reader to have their own investment with it, right? Because they're also like creating things in the background in parallel to what you're telling them through subtext, right? Yeah, I fucking love it. It's a crazy story. And we're just getting started. How many chapters are there in it so far, Callie? Okay, let's see how far along here we are. Buy his own ship. No responses. People are not ready for the technology. Pity, change tech could bring, reflect on his past. Finally got my first scene the way I want it. Nice! Good job, book buyer. I know I stopped counting, but maybe 14 to 15. So we're getting pretty close to the end. Of what you've written. Okay, so decision. He decides to haul the Kirkstand with the ship. The cargo trailer is not connected, or haul the new ship with the Kirkstand to learn how to pilot the ship while he's in transit. Around 65,000 words left to write. That's okay, Callie. Just keep at it. Just think, it took me a week to write this, and it's 10,000 words. So that's like a month and a half of writing like 1,500 to 2,000 words a day. So this is I see we're adding in, right? Let me catch up the logs, the new ship. So this is what we're just gonna like write in new scene. Self-sufficient. Okay, this is all just exposition. Learning the new ship, and the disaster is to start streaming soon, so I don't have to go around telling random people about what I'm doing. But I want games. Okay, so this is all this entirely new scene. So that's where it's like this is completely throwing me off, because I have no reference point to go back to because the scene hasn't been written yet. End off there. You never worked with the style of technology. So this is the scene we're outlining right now. What's a normal woman's name that could be the name of a goddess? The only one that comes to mind is Deanna. I got like 3, but I don't know. Like Jessica, Pamela, and Jillian. I don't know. How do those sound to you, Sean? Pamela might just do. Yeah, it's not bad. Another short story today, or just the outline? No, today is editing, Beezus. We are editing Cryogen. We're about halfway through. We are just doing a structure reset to make sure that we fulfill certain needs in the story. Such as pacing, continuity, and events. And start getting to points where we're adding new scenes where we feel like we've gone into a montage and then we kind of want to adjust a scene. So we still need to put in like the lot lizard scene, for instance. Even though that might be this scene up here, I'm not sure. But at this point, it's just structure that we're trying to work on. And, like, maybe that chapter is jam-packed with so much world building. Well, it's an entire story. So it's like, it has to have all the world building in and of itself. But these characters, like, never really show up, so I don't know why I even mentioned them. I'm thinking about just not specifically naming them. Eddie in the mix! Welcome, welcome! Because if I don't name them specifically... Okay, like this, I guess is a note. Don't name Captain specifically. When you name specifically, feels like that is introducing a new character, then you never see them again. So either add them as other characters that come up as his lieutenants, or main employees. So somewhere down here we need to like incorporate continuing on having these guys be our like main dudes, right? And actually maybe develop their characters like a little bit. But one of the main points of the story is to have a single character and just develop a single character, because there's no point in trying to develop multiple characters if we can't even develop one character. So that's kind of what we've been working on with this story, is seeing how well we can work one character into it, right? Yeah, we can add Lot Lizard scene here. Maybe he meets up with another captain or something. So this entirely new scene stuck in there. So his goal. I'm just thinking, because like this goes through a couple of goals, but they've already kind of like there's no real conflict that I can think of. And this is like my like worst part about the editing, is how do I break these scenes into this basicness, right? It's like name the ship, conflict, paperwork, disaster, takes too long. Like, I don't know. There's not really anything there, right? So I feel like this is kind of useless. So now he is a freelance trucker. Well, I guess we can do that. Okay, become freelance trucker. Conflict is finishing last of the Unihall logs. We'll say something happens to one of his captains. This new scene to be written. This disaster would be where? So this would be the new scene. Because this is what we're trying to do, is make sure that for every goal we have a conflict and we have a disaster. So if we don't have those, then we have to write them in. And the goal of becoming a freelance trucker is actually a pretty big goal, because that's kind of like him getting away from not just using the company's ship, but being tied to the company manifest, right? And it's like then he can start actually building his own business. And that scene is also going to require this scene as well. This will be the reaction, right? Okay, there. I think that's a good setup. And then we just go back up here, grab this again, start over. Okay, so he is a freelance trucker now. Actually, this is just the ending of that scene. Now, what's this scene? Across the outer wing, little stations. We've got pre-planning structure I need. Most of the time I just drink half a gallon of coffee and write until I get somewhere. It's just like I used to do film in school and stuff, so it's like outlines and storyboarding and everything like that just comes naturally to me because of film. So I'm really good at doing the outline. I'm terrible at sticking to the outline, but I'm good at making the outline. Okay, so now we're back here, where we either don't name them, or whatever, so this is goal of create a company and recruit new captains. Conflict is getting in touch with captains and the time period between in order to prevent or I don't know. I'll wait at the same time to do an interview live. Yeah, he's been accused of stealing, case unsettled, defamed, it's a personal dispute. So, some captains don't live up to expectation. Okay, now we want the reaction scene. Okay, so we need another new scene here. Wants to get to know captains more. I'm thinking maybe earlier in the story, captains that he's talked to and people that he's talked to at truck stops were reasons for people being names on his list. So maybe that can go in here as well. Hell yeah, Eddie. That's right. Sit down and enjoy the show, guys. More dilemma. Doesn't like socializing. Whoops. Decision. Businessman needs to be. Suck it up. Okay, we got the lot lizard. Okay, so now he's getting new employees. So this is where, like, the actual interview begins, right? Yeah, because this is, like, perfect, like, after summary. Crimes of passion, affairs of the flesh. After the lot lizard scene. So I think that one fits really well there. And company conflict. It's hard when you're small. Disaster. You only get 1 to 2 captains. Here's the reaction scene. Just like frustration. Looking in all the wrong places. Decision. Try new avenues of fucking hell. Search. I don't know. Is this a trucker? Panic. The years pass, gain more. So prototypes, technologies, and people into a panic. Kind of Stargate startup company. Investors are invited to a showcase of technology. Okay, so this is the showcase. Goal. To promote his company and his investors. Conflict. To outmarket the other captains. Someone calls him out as a liar. So we're gonna add like a whole new scene here. Railway of the technology show. And this is like turning, like, you know, again, centering down more and focusing more on a point and coming out of that montage of time and back into a single event. And then showing everything that's going on. And he's going to be like, you know, going around basically, you know, talking to different people and stuff, being his whole businessman. And this is going to show, like, his next tier of evolving, where it's like people are taking him seriously now. You know, he's actually like a full-on businessman. No one thinks of him like a trucker. And it's like he even at this point is like thinking of himself as beyond that, right? And then the actual showcase starts. So, you know, then they go back or whatever. So there's that scene with that. And then the reaction scene is him just going back and doing this. And it's kind of like, oh man, well those people thought I was dumb for investing in this, even though they're here, and they're investors too. So it's like, you know, fucking retards. But with this one, he's like, unimpressed by other promoters and investors. Dilemma, get back to ship for the showcase. Decision. Stop marketing and focus on demonstration. And this will be end of the above scene. New scene. Then we're back here again. Goal, conflict, disaster. Goal. Watch the demonstration. Conflict. Getting a good spot to watch. Disaster. Gate on the other side explodes. Causing panic. Might need to scene for this. Not sure. Okay, so here's the reaction scene. Pull investments. Sure it goes. It's just a small setback. He's just buying the dip even more. This is the reaction where he's like, "Hey man, we can take supreme advantage of this as a heavily soul investor." Essentially, reaction. Site dilemma: how to get them to let him name the gate. Directly ask them. Okay, I think this would be another one here. So we just end with that. And we've got running routes 15 to 30 per years apart. We don't need to do that because we're doing it up there. Never mind. Okay, so goal. directly ask them. We'll ask Stargate Company letting his business be the one to ship gates when they are ready. Not sure if he is a high priority. All these terms and coded phrases, how much inbuilt lore did you have in mind before writing the story? I basically took whatever idea there is from, like, Alien and, like, every other sci-fi I've seen that doesn't have faster than light travel and just extrapolated it to, like, how would a trucker work. And, like, my friend's dad used to be a trucker, so I kind of know a lot about, like, the other side of trucking, if you know what I mean. Like, how it affects other people, how you're not always around and everything. So that's where it became, like, the solitariness of his life, because he's always figured that it would be better for him to not have a family if, for whatever he's doing, right? Because he'd just be leaving his kids behind, essentially. But the main lore was the NFT cryptocurrency. My friend was a trucker, but all I learned about truckers from him is that they don't take showers often. Well, it's more of like the cryptocurrency and like the subtext of him not having a family, not necessarily actually trucking itself. That's where it's like I've gotten ideas from the chat over the lot lizard and like truck stops, and you know, and everyone's favorite egg salad truck stop egg salad, like Futurama. You got to get the space worms. But it's like for just structuring, because there is a lot of stuff that feels like jumbled and out of place. So having like new scenes as well as completely probably rewriting most of these scenes is like, because this is the first time we've gone back and fully, like, we're going to do like 3 edits, right? We've got like the structural edit, we've got the grammatical edit, and we've got the rewrite, and then we do that again. And then it should be good. And this will be our longest, because it'll probably be somewhere between 8,000 and 10,000 by the time I'm writing, because we'll add more, but we'll also remove some. So, but this is like my long-term project, whereas I still want to do short-term stuff like we did yesterday. And so tomorrow we'll probably be editing the dentist story, and we'll be doing a react in the form of editing. But I didn't get any time today to find like an editing channel that does like something I can react to for edits, right? Because like I have no concept of what I'm doing other than for now just the structure, this structure. Element eds Tanif, welcome. Is I think she is actually a professional editor. YouTube channel? She streams? I don't want to do someone who streams because it's a reaction. I don't want to react to someone's streams, and most streams don't have VODs, so it's like, if she doesn't have a YouTube, then that doesn't really help. But I want something like Hello Future Me, because that's what I react to. Right, well that's the series I'm reacting to right now, is his world building and on writing series. So like my entire watch later list is all of Hello Future Me. But I want to do one on editing, so she might, I'm not familiar with their content in that regard, but it sounds good. I mean, I can look them up and see if they have in their bio anything to do with YouTube. Find out for you if you like. Hell yeah, that'd be great. Cause yeah, we're kind of at a standstill and a loss for editing. As far as structure goes, because I like structure. Structure keeps me grounded and in place and heading in a single direction. Otherwise, I'm all over the place. And tangents don't help at all. Priority disaster. He is invited to the central hub to what do you call it? Come a market guy. Unclear. They may not stream the editing process as they do it professionally. Yeah, that's another thing too, right? Is especially with that, if it's not like years old, that's why I like Hello Future Me, because most of that series is like between 7 and 3 years old. So it's like the entire series is already completed, it's already finished, it's good to go, right? But I mean, we could try right now. Like I haven't even tried. Like let's go to Grok and let's go. There is a YouTuber like the channel Hello Future Me for writing and world building instead of specifically for creating world building and writing techniques. Find me a channel about editing or creative writing, editing process, breaking down its components, and explaining nuances of professional editing. Alright, let's see what Grok does. We'll come back to this when he's done thinking, because he's going to take a bit. Okay, and then we got the reaction scene. So, he's invited to the central hub. Days wasting time at the station dock.
Cute Muffins made my stream with 2 viewers. Welcome, Raiders, to the stream.
We are back, dude.
Fuck you, fuck you, fuck
Fuck you, 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 fuck you. True, Muffin. Hell yeah, brother. How are you, good sir? Welcome, welcome.
I
How
see
was
you like
the
the Venture
stream?
Bros.
Oh, I fucking love the Venture Bros. Trash Streams! Welcome, welcome! How are you? I fucking love Venture Brothers, man. Such a good series, so funny. One of the old classics. It's got Bowie.
Quit hockey, I heard you the first time.
What we doing tonight? We are editing, but it's unfortunately a little bit of a shorter stream, so it is we'll be done with the editing process probably after this scene, and we'll be moving on to playing Oblivion, because I haven't played Oblivion in a while. So we're gonna play some Oblivion, guys. Unless anyone has anything they want me to read. You got a couple falls today? Hell yeah, Muffin up to 87. Good for you, man. Wait, what, Callie? I don't know if I should be sharing audio. Yeah, what do you mean my audio is right, Beezus? Don't be like Valium Boy. don't send random audio messages to people. I've been doing a podcast for the past 2 days. We hitting blinkers. New viewer, Bees.
Trash_streams.
Oh, Trash Streams. Yeah, Bees is new. Bees is new as of like 4 or 5 days ago.
Stream less than 4, less than 3 plus
So
1.
yeah, everyone give
and thinks it'd be a perfect match for us.
I'm not that interested.
You guys should have, because I shouted him out yesterday. Give Cute Muffin
Why are you
I
smoking?
meant with you a talk.
Maybe.
What? When did you start smoking?
1989-ish?
So you have been lying. It all makes sense. The filled ashtrays, the burning.
Oh,
pipes,
sharing your
the
audio with
hairspray.
me? Oh no, that's not important.
3-pack a day voice?
True. Oh, Smokey followed me yesterday. Hell yeah. Spread the love. Okay, so key points. It seems likely that I Write Early by Meg Latore is a good match for your request, focusing on editing, creative writing with professional insights. Research suggests Shaylin Writes by Shaylin Bishop also offers valuable editing advice, though more from a creative writing perspective. The evidence leans toward I Writerly being more aligned with professional editing nuances, given Meg Latour's background as a former literary agent and developmental editor. Detox is my name backwards, Scotty. And Detoxication is just me talking forever. So there's no actual real meaning to my name. It's just my name backwards, and then added a connotation onto it. It looks complicated, but it's really simple. And the capital S, like I never figured with the capital S people would call me a talk instead of a talks, because the capital S is for Scotty, because it's the S for my name. So I thought it would be cool if that was the capital in my name. No, it's intoxication without the N, so it's intoxication. I just said it's because I just didn't want to say without the N, if you know what I mean. No N's allowed. Based on your interest in a channel like Hello Future Me, but focused on editing, writing, I Writerly is recommended. Okay, so we're gonna check out this I Writerly. Whoa, you can't... Yeah, don't clip that. No one clip that. Yeah, exactly. That's why I'm like... I was like, I usually go like, you know...
Intoxication.
Yeah. But you shouldn't say intoxication without the N. No N's. So bad. Do you remember the podcast I told you about 2 days ago? That's the audio I'm talking about, and the audio is me reading snippets of my second novel, and I'm wondering if that's okay to share here, as I'd like to know if my voice is okay, or if it's not, like something we share here. You said no N's allowed. Yeah, I know, as to definitely emphasize the point that it's not something you should ever say, and that's why I don't use that as telling people, you know, it's intoxication without the N. I like pineapple pizza. True, I'm allergic to pineapples. It's really unfortunate. Okay, so this is the series? Yeah, but this really doesn't have anything to do with editing. So that doesn't help. Oblivion. What? Something distracting? Final Fantasy 14? Wait, I remember her. I don't know. That one didn't really help. Okay, well, I guess maybe we just go back and we look at other things besides this. Like, what else does she have on here? Seems it hasn't updated in a while. Let's say... harsh editing advice. Tough love for editing a book. Ah, here we go. Editing advice. A 10, evaluating critical feedback on your book, how to find and work with critique partners, all about critique partners and why you need them, revising your novel, revising character arcs, the act of rising woken from crypto sleep by a distress signal. Pamela must aid the descendants of the colony world over which her space station orbits. How will she bring these people back into the light? Wait, you didn't get an answer to what, Callie? Oh, you're sharing your audio. If you mean it, yeah, like, if you want to, like, post a, like, short recording of it in the Discord, I can look at it. Just post that story just now, pending approval. Nice. Very, very nice, Sean. Writing tips, editing tips for overwriters, how to cut words from your novel, revising character arcs. Okay, I want something more related to, like, short stories. Are you wanting to review editing video so you can review and edit your own writing? Yes, I think so, Tanif. I want someone to explain how the editing process works and how I should go about the editing process, like structuring, like restructuring and making sure that, you know, like pacing and like scene progression and your plot is all like on point. Like I have like the scene structure for the reaction and the goal scenes, But it's like, other than that, it's like grammar and like just rewriting. But I don't have any real hard concept of the full nuances of editing something, even if it's just a small piece. Because I haven't been focusing on this because it's like I should write shit down before I learn how to edit. Well, now I'm at the stage where I've written shit down, now I need to edit. Because we've spent, especially with now having a short story that's 10,000 words, it's like, okay, we've got a bit to go through to make sure that the story stays on point. Just clarifying so I could help look. Yeah. And thank you for that. But anything to do with editing, talking about editing, the editing process, feel like my tone is like overly serious. I has a headache. I paid someone called Patrick Nyland to beta read my stuff, and he gave pretty great advice. I know he has a YouTube about the beta reading process, but I'm not sure if that's what you're looking for or not. I mean, that's one part of it, Beezus, because there's beta readers, there's, like for different things, right? For, like, how does your structure, the structure of your story hold up? How does the pacing of your story hold up? How does the flow of each scene, how does time skips, montages, like, fold into the next scene and stuff like that? I have a tip for you. What is it, Muffin? It's the tip of your dick! See, this is kind of interesting. But is it any good? How many times has Callie said? That's like a... It's been posted. Looking at it tomorrow is fine if we're too busy now. No, I should be able to. I'm just fucking around right now because I don't want to do any more editing because my head hurts. Playlists, writing better sentences, plotting and structure. That's probably interesting. So yeah, maybe we'll go with this. What about this? It's a pretty small channel. This doesn't seem like... Yeah, that's not quite what I'm looking for. I mean, this could be interesting, but it's more of an academic thing. I mean, there's just Sanderson, but that's just a Sanderson one. Okay, well, this is turning up nothing, so let's go YouTube videos for the editing process of a story or creative writing. is this emote? That's me blowing smoke into the screen. It's a toke emote. So when you do that, I gotta take a toke. It's just literally me blowing smoke. Okay, here's something. Wait, I'm already subscribed to this channel? Here we go. How to edit. Editing. I mean, it's a good place to start. We were already subscribed to them, so they were on the list. That's a good sign. Passive voice, things to do before hiring a professional editor, working with a professional editor. Okay, yeah, now this one seems really good. Let's save to watch later, and we'll take this entire series, and we'll do these ones on editing days.
Test.
True. So you can do TTS all you want. Could do like gradually pointing at the screen with saying fuck, and then the words slide across the screen, and then you see it say you, those letters go by.
I have 3 cats. They are all dumb. Yeah, this dumb fuck streamer Itox is allowing people to use TTS for no reason. Can you believe that? What a dumb fuck, he could get money from this.
True. Not sure how they are all dumb. Got censored on my side. Wait, what, Beezus? Me too emotional right now.
I have 2. They share 1 brain cell. Shush.
Okay, well, we have some, you know, we have something to work with here. Fuck Grok, he can't do shit, man, when it comes to, like, finding shit like that. He's not good at that. So, we'll come back to this. We just need to know where we are. Which is right
all
here.
orange share a brain cell.
My one brain cell shares a brain cell with my other brain cell, and those are the only brain cells that I have.
Wee.
True. I have 2 rag dolls, actually.
Fuck, I meant all orange cats share a brain cell.
Oh, that makes more sense, Trash. Shit lagged me out. Oblivion lagged me the fuck out. Butterflies with Vertigo Podcast Chapter 2. Here we go, guys. Are you ready?
Sup, everyone. I'll be reading snippets of Butterflies with Vertigo. It's a novel about 5 characters, each with a...
Hold on. The sound's too low.
Sup, everyone. I'll be reading snippets of Butterflies with Vertigo. It's a novel about 5 characters, each with their own dreams, who have to make a decision. Either become who you were meant to be, or let New York be destroyed. So this will be the second podcast. In the book, there are several flowers that influence your emotions, how you react to the world, and bigger stuff like how you experience death. In these chapters, Monica and Leopold ate a flower that basically works like a love potion. It doesn't make them fall in love completely, just enhances the feelings they already
Now that
have,
just
not
bugs me,
for
lol.
each other, but the desires and beliefs they've always had. Leopold has always wanted to be strong.
Oh, the
Monica
TTS
has
is
always
gonna be
wanted
so
to make her
fucking
fall
loud.
happy.
Hold on, I gotta turn the
Over
TTS
time, their
off.
dreams evolve
That
and
shit is gonna be
expectations
so
and
fucking
powers
loud.
change.
Oh my god, all the alerts are gonna be super fucking loud.
Anxiety crept up her spine. Monica had to calm
Yeah, your
down
voice
again.
is just really, really, really low. Hold on. I need to turn it back on. I can't do that because it fucks up all the other sounds on the stream. Yeah, no, your voice sounds fine. So I'll just say that. True, Muffin. I can definitely get behind that.
Meow.
Same trash. Meow 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 meow. Meow 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 meow
Y
meow
Y
meow
Y E
meow
R R R A R R S E S S S A R S E A N D I M T H G R A S S S M A N N Punky Ya Heaven.
Meow meow
Okay, Morris.
meow 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 meow.
What if I TTS the entire lyrics for Die in a Fire?
I don't know what that is, but Oblivion is lagging the fuck out. We're not dropping any frames though, apparently. It's just, I don't know. Not having fun with it.
A FNAF song.
Oh! I don't know. Do what you gotta do. That's all I know. That's all I do.
Yes, Callie?
You forgot the TTS, Muffin. I feel sorry for you. It's okay, I do the same thing.
Numino-ultramicroscopic silicovolcanoconiosis hippopotamonstrous esquipedaliophobia supercalifragilisticexpialidocious anti-disestablishmentarianism. Time to get freaky.
Oh, we can get freaky up in here. Hold on, let's get freaky, guys.
BTW, do you like Sprite?
I prefer Sprite to 7-Up.
Nah, I like Sprint. It's drinkable, and that's about it. I used to drink it when I was sick, but at no other time. I am the #1 Sprite fan, I mean Blazer.
Okay, there we go.
Die.
True. Ah! Die I did, such is as would for thee I will, 'cause yes! Why the fuck is it so laggy?
Please, good sir, retain your lungs inside your body, good sir. It is not wise to cough your lungs outside of your body in such a way, good sir.
I don't know why the game's so laggy. Should I restart it? I think it inhaled some of your smoke.
Was there a scheduled update that they forgot to schedule today?
I don't know, but this is bad. This is like being in the Outworld.
I hope this works.
Because this is fucked. Yeah, it's literally like cutting out the sound too, because it's so glitched. What does my PC say we're running? I don't work message over 500 characters. So, why is it running 100% of my PC? My CPU.
Send it to the Bork fork and let the Swedish chef take care of it.
Like, what's running my CPU
that presses the shape
at
into
100 fucking percent? It's not even coming down from 100%. What the fuck? And now I know that I have to make my audio louder. Or was that... No, you need to make it louder, Callie. I couldn't even hear it. That was the maximum I could get it, and I was maxing out OBS. And look, my memory's at like 96. What the fuck is going on?
Poa Poa. I eat poo-poo. We know you like to think that your SHT don't stank.
Windows L? Oh shit. Did that fuck up the stream?
And drink caca.
Why would you tell me to do that, Muffin? I didn't know what that did! What's with this uptime? That's how long the PC has run for?
This is why I recommend YOLO System Mechanic Professional. It takes care of all that stuff for yo.
I just don't know why it's taking so much of my memory. I'm so confused.
He was forced to eat cement when he was 6.
Oh, I believe it.
He wasn't forced. He thought it was rock candy.
So it's not staying capped out precisely? Okay, I think... Okay. Okay, yeah. We're having some issues here.
Who up jaking they peanuts RN?
Me? I am the streamer after all. I have to keep up. Oh my god, are you kidding me? Is my game borked? Dude, guys, is my game borked? Should I not have saved? Let's try and load something else. Already getting the jizz
like
of
what
this
the
channel.
dog does. Woof woof, I shat at your front door. In dog language.
True trash. Okay, here we go. So I don't know what the hell happened, but we are good to go now, guys. There was just some sort of real big issue. See, it's not the PC. It ain't lagging this shit out. It's definitely the game. Talking about jizz. Of course we are. It's my stream. If we're talking about jizz, then we're talking about food ice, which would be in turn eventually be talking about jizz.
My cat meows like Pliua. My eyes are closing on their own. Catch y'all later. May your sleep be truly restful and your dreams inspirational.
True, Sean. Thank you, good sir. Have a great night. I'm too heavy. Yeah, fuck you, Sean. Have a good night. Okay, seems to be nothing down here.
On a scale from 1 to 2, how much do you poop per second?
1. I'm allowed to adopt your language into my stream, say fuck you at the end of every stream. Yeah, Muffin, go ahead. Imitation is the truest form of flattery, Muffin. Always remember that. .0. I eat lemons like apples.
Chibidoki ORB.
Actually, I'll say I fucked your sister and end. That's I love it. I love it, Muffin. That's great. That is why you're an uncle. Oh, I love it, Muffin. That's great. Hell yeah, buddy. Put your own interpretive spin on it. Any sort of switch here? No, there's some weird architecture. I'll be back in a few. Alright, sounds good, Muffin. See you in a bit, brother. Okay, so this is all dead end.
He'll take it up a notch. I fought your grandmother.
Hell yeah, trash. All about them G-MILFs. That G-MILF is what it's all about, brother. I feels ya.
BTW, why did my classmate give me a Fusion Li-ium battery at school? Where did he get it?
A lithium battery? That's impressive.
She's a girl and got nothing to do with technology. She too dumb to do anything with it.
LOL, true. True. Ah, shit. Did we crash? Today is the day of crashes, guys. Are we ready? Wait. Come on. Come on, baby. I believe. I believe. Come on. Come on. Jesus, man. There's something wrong here. Weldonbeck. Alright, that's our next destination. Or have we been here before? No, we were there. So this is another one. Smokey, welcome, welcome. How's it going, brother? Just woke up? Nice. We're getting some harsh lag.
Twith is better than you, TBNGL.
Yeah, but YouTube is where you gain you acclimate people to Twitch from YouTube, right? So you use YouTube as a funnel to get people to go to Twitch, because that's where they can see like all the clips, all the shorts. Yes, I stream on all 3 platforms.
Showing your face was the last mistake you'll ever make.
Calling my face a mistake is the last thing you'll ever do. Hold on one second.
So hard RNMGLGPPGPGGGGGGGHHHHHHHHHHHHHHHHHHHHHHHHHHHHHHHHHHHHHHHHHHHHHHHHHHHHHHHHHHHHHHHHHHHHHHHHHh.
Whew! Toke time! True, Smokey. Let's send it! Yeah, I will say YouTube is where people laze back and just watch like clips and small videos and stuff, and then they'll come to Twitch through the YouTube, and they'll be, if they want to interact, right? 'Cause Twitch is the place to interact at. All right. Is that all that's here? 5 min times tick. What the hell? It says there's a there's an entrance there. Look. Maybe I have to go upstairs.
Die.
Oh god. Okay.
Prepare thyself.
This shit is so easy on controller. I don't understand what to do. But it doesn't work. Should I just not start with that one? Is there like... It's this one, right? Fuck! I meant to... Almost open a door that has a chest with a potato inside. True. This one. Yes! Fuck! What? God. Fucking damn it.
What are you doing?
I'm fucking leaving is what I'm doing.
Oh, okay.
Bitch.
Did you know you can do Alt plus Tab to switch through opened apps and Windows plus Tab to switch through screens?
Wait, what? Did not know that. I'm not pressing random buttons anymore, though. I don't want to fuck up the stream.
It's useful.
You know who else is useful? Your mom! Oh! Don't mind if I do.
Like when you yorking it and need to quickly switch tabs when yo mom comes in the room. KYS.
True trash.
No jokes about my mother.
Okay. Fair.
Only about my brother is okay. He's a dick anyways, so make fun of him as much as you want.
Fair. Oops. Fuck. Want to see a
How it feels
racist
to find someone with the same humor as you. He's a random GYY that you don't even know.
Oh. Yep.
Guy.
You're a guy. I'm not your buddy guy. I'm not your guy, pal. I'm not your pal guy. I'm not your guy, buddy. I'm not your buddy guy. I'm not your guy, pal. I'm not your pal, buddy. I'm not your buddy guy.
I was correcting myself, Duma.
Shit, should I have gone over there instead of coming down here? Oh, cool. Oh, that's real neat. I like that. Is this where I came from or where I'm going? we'll see if this is a dead end over here. Well, I'm guessing that did something. My armor broken? Well, that sucks. We want to go to the other side.
Eight decillion 348 nonillion 362 octillion 554 septillion 690 sextillion 323 quintillion 854 quadrillion 768 trillion 469 billion.
Fucking locked doors. I hate them. I'll tell you right now. Fucking hate them. Come on, motherfucker. God damn it.
Keep jumping, maybe you'll jump higher.
True, Smokey.
If it's a fight you want, it's a fight you'll get.
Is there anywhere that I can stash my stuff? Can I get like a house or something like that? Because like I need somewhere to put all these soul gems. How much is a house? Because I doubt I'll have enough to buy one. Depends on how nice the city is. Anything. Anywhere I can put my stuff. Or can I put it in like the Mages Guild? Is there like a chest or something? Some sort of storage to put my shit in. Because I have so much shit that I need to get rid of. Those ones are mana pots, not soul gems. Oh, what? Mana pots? Well, I guess I can sell them. Why does it say there's shit over here? Oh god, I'm dead. Well, that was dumb. Oh, I fell. Shit. Oh, for fuck's sakes. Well, this sucks. Ooh, this is new.
Your presence here will not be tolerated.
Bitch. I think that's all we can do here, though. I don't know how to get to that spot. Or is that the door I can't open? Is there no other way out of here? Do I have to open that to get out of here? Where's the other door? Go out the other side. Right? Yeah. Oh god damn it.
Kill him.
True. trash. Thanks. I got this. Okay, here's the room with the... We want these. These ones are worth a lot of money. Other ones I don't care so much for. Okay, where are we going? I don't think we... Wait, can we? It seems... cut off, right? Yeah, no, we're not in the right spot. But that's the only way from here, and from there is the only way out, so how do you get out from here? What? Oh, this isn't locked. I'm an idiot.
Hello? Who's there?
Dwarven mace. It weighs too much to take.
If it makes you feel any better, your inability to navigate basically just makes you Zorro.
True. Well, I guess feather is better than sneak.
Who the fookty fuck is Zorro?
You don't know who Zorro is, trash. I feel sorry for you.
One Piece.
How do you not know who Zorro is?
DA One Piece.
Duh, One Piece. True.
DA One Piece ISREAL.
The One Piece is real. Not Israel, is real. You're Israel. You're real. No, you're real. Israel real? I don't know. Ask Israel. Right? Is this just a dead end? What kind of motherfucking room is this? Oh, where did this come from?
Israel.
That's how Asmund spells it. That's how it's spelled. You know who's real? Not me, because I'm 100% AI. Okay, I think we're done here.
Kill I.
True.
Kill.
Alright, new zone. Here we go. Send. Abject failure of a mystery. That's okay, Trash, as long as you write a story. You know? You can make it better. But if you don't write anything down, there's nothing to make better. Always remember that.
Always skirting around in the shadows, making mid-jumping.
Fuck, I missed. Shekrolk gnomes. Don't confuse him with Sherlock Holmes. Found a body hidden beneath the ground with a rock at the body's resting place. There were hundreds of bodies there, hidden underground with rocks at the top. Who would do such a thing? Shekrolk Golmes, the Gravedigger. He doesn't know what graves are and thinks they're murders. That's pretty good. I like it. Spontaneous, improvised creativity. Yay! I finally have something that I can break that I can repair! Holy shit! Check failure of a romance. Don't worry, you'll get one of them one of these days. Just keep at it, Trash. Just keep at it. I believe in you. It's not rigged, I swear. Fuck this 8-ball. Yeah, I know, it's a piece of shit, right? And I can't get in there. So this is a bust. She's to write the silver eyes, but 500 times worse. I mean, you got 1 out of 4, right? That's not bad. Above average isn't bad at all.
If it's a fight you want, it's a fight you'll get.
Destruction mastery increased. Expert level destruction spells. There we go, guys. KYS. True trash. True. I would kick myself too. Absolute masterpiece of a science fiction. See, I told you, you just had to keep writing. And you would eventually get there. Fuck that bear up. God damn it. How do colors exist? A science fiction story. Oh, damn. That would go hard, trash. That would go so hard. 9 out of 11 stars. True. I would read it at least 8 times.
What's the matter? Getting
Fuck. Ow. This reminds me of the time I was scrolling through Reddit when I still used it, and I saw a post on teenagers called "I have tea but nobody to share it with," and the story started with, "So there's this girl." Yeah. I came to the post for tea, not for a teenager romance. Still not high enough level. Okay. Why does my Minecraft splash text say Peter Griffith? No idea.
To arms! To arms!
What? Oh. I'm weakened. Above average horror. Nice. Alright guys, I'm gonna sleep. Dream of someone sleeping peacefully in this bed. When a shadowy, gaunt figure silently enters the room, approaching the bed. The figure leans down and sinks its fangs into the sleeping person. For a few moments, the pale figure rises, blood dripping down her chin. As color flows back into the vampire's face, and her features fill out, you recognize the face as your own. You awaken, screaming. Oh no, did I just become a vampire? Did I just do the one thing I didn't want to do? That's unfortunate. That's really unfortunate. Oh well, it is what it is. We just accidentally somehow became a vampire because I'm an idiot. I forgot to cleanse myself. So I was like, oh, I'm just gonna sleep, level up. And I became a vampire. Now I gotta redo the dungeon. Oops, lol, but there is a quest for it. Oh no, loading the save. Makes sense. Yeah. It wasn't that far. Just a couple of enemies. Run through the cave real quick, like. Bear is scary. this way. Oh man, I missed. Bitch is running away a little. That was way easier than last time. Last time they just kept healing up. It was super annoying. That's where we didn't go last time. Let's go in here. Of course, it's a door. Well, might as well. It is what it is. We gotta do what we gotta do, right? We'll get to it. It's a really big cave, though. Not sure if it's true. Apparently high acrobatics makes your character taller or float. I could definitely believe that. It's a Bethesda game. It's a feature, not a bug.
If it's a fight you want, it's a fight you'll get.
It's a death you want, it's a death you'll get. Your pitiful spells don't work on me. Oh man. Oh, he weakened me. I was like, what did I pick up? I have other tricks up my sleeve, bitch. That's just my strong spell, not my weak spell. Wait for this thing to wear off. What kind of tricks are we talking here? Psychological, like, illusion magic tricks that make you wish that you were dead. Kind of things that twist the soul. It's not a trick, Michael, it's an illusion. Heavy army mastery is now your plate mail is now damaged at a normal rate. So can we go do. Okay, we should be good. Arrested Development joke. Oh! 100% get it now. I fucking love Arrested Development, man. It was way beyond its time. So good. Such a great series. So well written. It's like, how many people's careers did that make? It made like 4 or 5 different actors and actresses' careers. Like both Michael Cera and Jason Bateman. I'm pretty sure the guy who played fuck, what was his name? The older brother, the magician. Was it Gabe? It's been so long. I can never remember what his fucking name is. Will Arnett, Michael Cera, Jason Bateman. Father's name I can't think. Yeah. So good. Job! Right. Job. Job. This is the way we want to go, and we want to go. This is back to where we were, because the bed we slept on is right here. That was the bed. And somehow we have the virus from like 2 dungeons ago when we were facing vampires. And I didn't even think about that when I went to sleep. That's where I want to go. The rest of this is all dead end. I think this is the chest I can't get into. Oh, I can. Okay. The rest of this is all dead end. So, last bit of the cave. And this will be the last dungeon of the night. Because I need to go to bed. Yay. 77 destruction magic. Nice. We need some better spells, though. Especially a better summon. I mean, the scamp isn't bad, but I want like some Daedras and shit. A golem maybe, or something like that. What the hell is he doing? Bitch, what do you think you can do? Nothing. Deadbeat son of a bitch. Be dead now. Alright, well, we've done everywhere. Think that's it for this dungeon, guys. That'd be it for the night. If I can find my way out. Yeah, I probably should go do that. No, I haven't left the cave yet. Yeah, you don't forget for next time. And I guess I can sleep and level up. I mean, I should be like level 20 or level 22 right now, like honestly. Like I just refuse to go to sleep. Don't know how in-depth you are on it yet, but I guess luck you can only level up once per level and seems to have a big impact across the board. Yeah, I always try to play at the lowest level possible. I don't know why. It's just how I like to play. Where's a shrine that I can go to? Was it in Shaden Hall? Was it in Bruma? I can't remember where I went to get rid of the vampirism. Like I know it's like a temple or a shrine, but I don't remember which city I went to.
Speak. There's no problem, is there? What are you looking for? You'll find smiths, alchemists, booksellers, maid shops, clothiers, armorers, and general traders in the market district.
That doesn't
What are you
help
looking
me.
for? There are no guild halls in the city, but the Arcane University is on an island out. Carry on.
Okay, I don't think I want to be here. I think this was the worst city to choose. I have no idea. Oh, where I'm supposed to go. Some sort of temple?
Morning. Can I help you? What are you looking? The castle is on a hill outside the walls, south of town. Shops and guilds are mostly inside the north walls, while the chapel, homes, and one inn are inside the south wall.
So I need the south wall. Boom, right there. I need to go to the chapel. That's what I need. Wait, what? Okay, I guess I need to go to the south gate? I have no idea. I thought that the castle would be at the south gate. That's the chapel. Boom. Right there. Above average historical. Man, you're on a fucking roll, Trash. What are you trying to beat Stephen King in the amount of stories you're gonna write? I love it.
Cautious is responsible for enchanted item recharge at the Mages Guild.
Good. I'll keep that in mind the next time I need some. Something recharged. Not that it's some. They say that Oblivion gates have opened outside cities.
Nice, Trash. Nice. Nothing is too taboo. Write to your heart's content. It's historical, after all. It can be written from anyone's perspective. Look at Inglourious Bastards. Alright, well, we're gonna call it here, guys. Oh, so thanks for hanging out. Thanks for staying for the gaming. You know, we had some fun. We did some editing. We found a channel that we can do some reacts for editing. So tomorrow we'll be editing the dentist story and the reacts for that. So, remember, if you can't say fuck you to your friends, who can you say fuck you to? Fuck you! Alright, guys, who we raiding today? We throwing the dice.
Fuck you.
True. Well, do we go for double blind? She's doing a 24-hour stream. Shamatada does really great art stuff and is doing, I think, pixel art stuff for a game. Nice.
True Itak.
I mean, I don't know if Eggy's here, but I'm sure he'll want a 24-hour stream. Question is, I don't want to raid into if she's AFK. But I don't think she is, because I think she's writing. Yeah, no, she's not AFK. Here we go, guys.